صباحو أحمد كيفك؟ تمام؟ هلا. You might be wondering if this is a normal day at our farm. I can assure you, yes it is. Let us experience it together.
This is Haush Agritourism, a working farm and guest house. During today's visit, we will see the extraction process, how honey is harvested from a beehive, how jam is made, pick our own crops, enjoy a delicious pizza for lunch, feed the deers, and of course, have dinner with the Haush family. By 6 a.m., everyone is on the move for a long day. Work starts early in the field. Today, the raspberries and blackberries are ready for picking. Raspberry picking is a nostalgic holdover from before Haush became the community-centric farm that it is today.
We grow strawberries in terms of berries, but we grow as well raspberries, blackberries, and mulberries.
Right.
Yeah, they're quite acidic, huh?
Exactly.
The black ones, if you see the tonality of the colors, are sweeter. Try them. Oops, sorry.
Yeah. This is the black one.
Yeah, I mean the darker color. Darker color. You see, this is like a lighter pink. This is like a darker pink.
To make the most of your blackberry and raspberry picking, they recommend picking the fully ripe berries that are round and not cracked.
مرحبا عن جديد. شو عم نلم؟ What? Tomatoes? بندورة.
Then the breakfast will be they start preparing.
Yes, absolutely. There's in the Lebanese breakfast is with a lot of vegetables as well. So you have a lot of tomatoes, you have a lot of cucumbers, you have a lot of herbs like mint, like oregano, like za'atar, etc. So this is it. Yeah.
These fresh vegetables are delivered every morning to the kitchen by Fatmi to be served for breakfast. At 8 a.m., the breakfast buffet is ready for all guests to enjoy. This place's secret is that most of their food is produced right here. Next in our visit, it is time to harvest honey. Before you run out to the beehives, some safety precautions are required. A fume board is lined with a cloth inset and acts as a bee repellent. The smoke calms the bees and makes them leave the honey within seconds.
They're putting with the smoke gun some smoke to trying to tranquilize these bees. Tranquilizing the bees make their sting very light because they make them heavier, and they're trying to disconnect the communication between the queen and the bees.
Now that the bee frames are out and set, we are ready to take these honey-laden frames inside for extraction. Once inside, it's time to uncap the wax-sealed honeycomb using a scratcher on both sides of the frame. The frames are then placed into a honey extractor. These come in hand-cranked and electric versions, spinning the frames, forcing the honey to the walls of the drum where they drip down to the bottom. The extractor's drum should have a spigot to release the honey. The honey is now ready to be strained and bottled. Meanwhile, Nisreen is preparing to make some fresh jam, rose and agastache hydrosols. The jam is made from the cut fruits that were picked early in the morning, cooked with unrefined sugars until thickened and jammy. Guests are welcome to participate in any of the farm tasks.
أمور معروف. يلا سناول هيدا علي.
So what type of agricultural lessons do we get from the beautiful deers around here?
These are their race is called the fallow deer.
Yeah.
They live in Europe, basically in Europe, and they stand the test of cold weather. During winter, for example, they stay here in the open air. While it's snowing, they're in the open air. Although we have huts for them, they don't get into the huts. See?
Yeah.
So there is no agricultural values that we get out of them. But it is a passion.
A passion to run a family business. That is clear to see.
What I'm doing now is I'm taking you to where everything started. That's the real family house. That's my grandfather's house. This is a picture of my dad with his cousin who is much younger, and you can see the plane behind it. This is my grandmother that I didn't know. Unfortunately, she passed away before I lived. You can see that, I mean, the family used to live on top, and the bottom part is usually the farm part. So when the family started growing and, you know, the aunts and uncles getting married, my uncle did an apartment for him here and my father an apartment for him here. But everything related to agriculture was under the farm.
Today, Faisal's children and wife are at home at their farm and have decided to share their utopia with like-minded souls. Those seeking tranquility and relaxation in a preserved swath of Lebanon's countryside in the central Bekaa are invited to visit.
We like having different type of tomatoes for tastes. So this is what we call a yellow capsicum tomato. It's a very sweet tomato and it's extremely tasty. And this is somewhere in between. This is what we call a charnu. Look at it. It's like a jabaliya in Lebanese or in Arabic. It's a very sweet tomato. Try the yellow one first, yes, because that's the sweetest tomato we have in terms of cherry tomato. And the skin is very light, if you noticed. Okay. Now you're gonna go from extreme right to extreme left in terms of tastes. Go to the black one, which is much sour. Still the skin is very light. These are beautiful, look at them. It's like mini aubergines, but yellow aubergines, and they're very sweet. These are the traditional cocktail, but in form of a plum type of tomatoes. But later on today for lunch, the chef is going to prepare for us a fresh tomato salad from the garden that we walked through, and mixed with tomatoes and za'atar and onions.
At 3 p.m., these fresh tomatoes will be delivered to the kitchen.
Now it's time to combine them in a salad with different ingredients and some aromatics. We're gonna put some thyme, we're gonna put some mint, and we're gonna put some green onions and the mixture of tomatoes that we've tasted down there. Most of the ingredients on the pizza come from our garden.
Fresh in the garden.
Absolutely. So now we can see some tomato passata here with some cheese. And after this, we're gonna put our aubergine. It's gonna go into the oven. And once it goes out, we're gonna put some olive oil from our garden, from our olive groves. And you're gonna add to it za'atar or any aromats that we can find, so like marjoram from our vegetable garden.
The whole idea and philosophy of the farm is to be able to trace their ingredients from the farm to the dishes and with everything done on site.
Thank you.
The one we didn't try.
Absolutely. Hi guys. كيفك؟ تمام فيصل. تشرفنا روي. تمام.
Upon arrival, you are welcomed by Faisal, a member of the Al-Haush family, followed by a quick introduction to their activities and modern amenities. The activities and amenities include tennis, mountain biking across open fields in the property, and access to the adult and family pool.
So why did you decide to start the vegetable garden?
It started because we wanted to have our own products, because traceability in Lebanon is something of a challenge. We don't know where the produce or the products are coming from and what are they watered with and what are they sprayed with. So this is why we started it initially, to have it for our own family, my mom, my father, my family, my daughters, my wife, my sister and her family. And then when we started growing and having this guest house, we extended the vegetable garden to cover the farm-to-table restaurant we have.
The herbal garden was created to grow plants to be used in cuisine, natural cosmetics, herbal medicine and teas. You will find cornflowers, yellow chamomile and aromatic herbs such as agastache.
And the person taking care of this lovely vegetable garden and herbal garden is my mom. So I have to thank her for everything she's doing here. Thank you, Mom.
Trying all the best I can do.
Everything we saw on the farm is transformed into derivative products such as jams, pickles, hydrosols and dry herbs in this small farm shop.
We bring all our herbs here, we dry them on top, and then the cosmetics is taken to a chemist. They will produce the cosmetics for us, and the rest is packed into teas. Now let me show you what kind of teas we have here.
We start with a comforting herbal tea combining lavender and rose petals and follow with the cornflowers with verbena and agastache tea, all freshly picked and collected from the herbal garden. Our day would not be complete without dinner. This offering not only delivers delicious food in an unforgettable setting, but is also a chance to experience firsthand Chef Jad's dishes.
So we have two local salad, which is
our signature fattoush, and a chickpea salad with beetroot. All the greens, tomatoes, cucumbers, and mainly all the vegetables are from our gardens.
The menu features fresh, high-quality produce grown on Al Haush's farm. You'll enjoy a rustic, family-style meal with your choice of vegetarian and meat dishes. Turning each day into a different story. It's an experience of hospitality, freedom, and beauty that can't be described, but only shared.